What's up, Elvis fans? My name is Matt Stone and welcome to my Elvis channel. Today we are going to solve a mystery of Elvis Presley in August 19th, 1970 on the Double Dynamite CD. Now, fresh off the MGM camera shooting for That's the Way It Is in Las Vegas in 1970, Elvis is a little bit looser now. He's having a little bit more fun with the audience. This is actually the show where Elvis opens with Tiger Man, not That's Alright Mama, in Las Vegas. I'm probably going to be posting the audio from that in a couple days because it is really cool. It's something really different, but that's not important right now. On the website ElvisConcerts.com, one of my favorite databases for Elvis information and shows and jumpsuit indexes and all that, I read that on August 19th, 1970, Elvis did something different. He wore a black jumpsuit, and it didn't have a description. Usually on the website, if you put in a specific show date, it'll say Elvis wore the chain suit, Elvis wore the contra suit, Elvis wore the fringe suit, whatever. But on this one, it just says black jumpsuit. Now that struck a chord with me because I had no idea that Elvis wore a black jumpsuit in 1970 other than the unicorn tapestry suit that we saw in the other Vegas engagement in January and February, which there's actually only one picture of. I can show it to you right here. So I was thinking, what in the world could this jumpsuit be? Did Elvis really wear a black jumpsuit in August of 1970? So I went back and I listened to the concert again thinking, where did this information come from? And lo and behold, I found my answer. Elvis actually made a joke during this concert that gives it away. Now, as we know, this is the early 70s, so there were not wireless mics yet, and Elvis was using his RE15 by Electro Voice. By the way, you can see the video that I made on all the different microphones that Elvis Presley used in his career right up here. So Elvis is talking to the audience, and he's moving around with his microphone, and all of a sudden, he trips a little bit, and the cord gets wrapped around his leg, and he makes the joke to the audience right here.
Thank you very much. Just want you to get untangled here, see. Charlie, want to come out and get us at the microphone? See, the reason I wore this dark suit tonight, I usually wear a white suit, but I wore this dark one because you can't see this cord tangled around my legs up here.
Now, as you just heard, Elvis undoubtedly wore a black jumpsuit in this concert. So what do you do when you want to learn something about Elvis? You ask other Elvis fans. There are so many Elvis fans out there, and they are walking encyclopedias of Elvis. I consider myself quite a walking encyclopedia of random garbage about Elvis. And of course, I want to expand my database as much as I can, so I went onto a Facebook group called Elvis Presley in Concert. It's actually the Facebook group that runs the ElvisConcerts.com website. Said, does anybody know where this came from? And lo and behold, I found my answer. Rick Renee, the guy who actually recorded the show, on a side note, Rick Renee recorded a bunch of different Elvis shows. He actually recorded August 2nd, 1969 with a little tape recorder in his pocket. That would be the very first recording we have of Elvis in Vegas, because the first one we have is actually August 3rd. Nobody recorded the opening night or so forth. But unfortunately, security nabbed him on his way out and confiscated his tape. So that's really unfortunate. But that tape is probably out there. It's probably in some landfill. So we have that to look forward to. But Rick Renee wrote in Elvis International Time magazine that Elvis wore a black suit with gold trim and a red scarf that night. So we know what jumpsuit Elvis wore. Elvis had two black tapestry suits. He had the unicorn jumpsuit, which I already showed you, and there's only one picture of Elvis wearing that. And Graceland also had in its archives another black suit with gold trim that there are no pictures of Elvis wearing. It's actually the exact same suit that the dancer wore to Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child on the 68 Comeback Special. So Elvis actually wore that suit that night with a red scarf. So that's the mystery solved. I always thought that Elvis just didn't like the suit very much. He tried out the black suit and he kind of didn't like it, so he gave up on the idea until next year when he introduced the Cisco Kid jumpsuits. Elvis said in his career that they tried multiple different jumpsuit colors. They tried white, blue, red, black, and white worked the best because the lights on the stage can light up the suit. But according to Rick Renee, who recorded the show, Elvis wore a black jumpsuit with gold trim and a red scarf. So how about that? We finally figured out whether or not Elvis actually wore the suit, and we also figured out what suit Elvis wore when he opened up with Tiger Man, August 19th, 1970. I hope you enjoyed this Elvis mystery today. If you liked it, please subscribe below. Also leave us a like and a comment. It really does help out the channel. Until next time, TCB. Case closed.